Good morning, viewers. Thank you for staying tuned. My name still remains Mr. Austin, and today we are going to be looking at creation of vendors, customers, and employees chart. Before we start, I would like us to go back to the last chapter that we actually worked on the payment by the customer. Now we realize that under the last payment that we did, I go to our chart of account and click on close this, go to salvation account, and we'll click on where was it? Yes, undeposited fund. Go to the last. Okay, you now realize that the payment made by the customer that underwent a surgery, a bectotomy surgery, you will notice now that he made a payment of 650,000. I made it via check. And you can see the memo being part payment for surgery. Okay, I'll just change this. It should be double P. Okay, and you can see that 650 is indicated here, reflecting 2030. But now, where exactly did this money go to? Where exactly did this customer pay the money into? Now, under QuickBooks, payment was paid into undeposited form, because if you go through the if we go through the edit, preferences, payment, and customer company preference, you notice that QuickBooks says used undeposited funds as a default deposit to account, meaning that as we clicked on this, all payments will go to undeposited for as a default account for Saving Life Hospital. But you all know that Saving Life Hospital has other accounts, salvation account, redemption account. So now the customer called that he wants to make another additional payment, but this time he wants to pay into the company account, and the account officer now said, okay, I will give you an account. He now gave the customer redemption account. So now, how will we post that payment that the customer wants to make into redemption account? Now, what will happen is we go to customer, you go to receive payment, and you notice that if we include all this, there's nowhere that shows where the money will be paid into. So what we'll do, we'll go to edit, preferences, payment, company preferences, and you will now click on use undeposited fund. Click on that. So now you can see that is where we clicked on. It was clicked before. Now we have unclicked it. We click on OK. Close the windows. We'll go back to our home page. Go to customer. If you want to use this, you can click on here, receive payment. Now the customer wants to pay. Working customer. He wants to pay 80,000. And he wants to use e-check. So always remember to put the memo being additional. Click on the cap. Additional payment for bectotomy Now you realize that in the last payment there was nothing like deposited to. So since now that we have unclicked on that from the edit where we have the undeposited fund as a default, now we can now click on where exactly you want the payment to go. So you click redemption, input the code number for this. Let's say maybe the payment was done 19th. Okay, now click on save. So now I want to see how the money was credited into the account. So you just go to the chart of account, go to redemption. Now you can see the 80,000 now reflects deposited into the redemption account, while the account receivable, you can see now it has dropped. Now it has dropped now to 100,000. So each time the payment is made, the account receivable will drop, where the bank where the money is paid into will be credited and to increase. So that's all about the payment. So now we actually look now at the chapter creation of vendors, customers, and employees chart. Now you can realize that this is the memo for company, customer, vendors, and employee. So we start with customer. If you go down to customer, you have the customer center. Now this is where you identify and you actually indicate and create all the customer under this customer center. If you can see that Saving Life Hospital already has a customer. Now what is all about the fee for service, HMO capitation, NHIS capitation, and NHIS fee for service? Now these are services that Saving Life Hospital render to St. Rose Creational Center. But how did we go about these 4 services now? Now, what we'll do is that you come to new customer first, click on new customer, click on OK. Okay, now you put the new customer. I just put new customer, save events. Okay, copy it, and click on the company name again, should be the same. Now what is opening balance? Now this is the balance that the customer is owing Saving Life Hospital at that period of time. So if we actually include that the opening balance as at as at 1st of January is 100,000. Yes, not 100. Yes, it is 750,000. Okay. Now you add the name. Complete it. Yes, it's 7.5. Yes, we have the now add the name of the representative that you are in contact with for Safe Havens Orphanage. Include the contact number, the phone number, the fax, the alternate phone number, any alternate contact, email, then ship to where do you want the invoice to go to. Now you click on OK. Now this transaction is more than the OK. Yes, you know about that. We click on that. Now you can see that the account receivable now will increase because that is the expected amount that Saving Life Hospital is actually requesting for, is actually hoping to get from. Now you can see now that if we go to our chart of account, previously the account receivable was 100,000, but now you see that it has increased to 7.6 because Safe Havens Orphanage Center is owing 7.5 at 1st of January 2021, while the working customer is still having a balance of 100,000. So now we realize, so let's go back to customer center. Now, the 4 services that has been rendered to Safe Havens Orphanage, we have to include that. So what we do is that you make sure that you click on the particular customer, then you go to new customer and job, then click on add job. Click on OK. You make sure that it is the customer that you're actually working on that is actually clicked on. Now input first services, fee for services. Now, opening balance for the fee for services, because each of them, now we realize that each of them are different services. Now, what you want to do now is that you want to put the amount that Safe Havens is owing Saving Life Hospital under fee for services. So what you do is click on this. You can see that it's not owing anything. Okay, so we'll go back to this orphanage. We want to edit. We want to change our 7.5. Okay, click on edit. Now, how do I adjust this accordingly? You can come and it will show you how you want to adjust it. So if you want to adjust the opening balance here, you can come here and adjust it. You can make it 0. If it's not okay, save and close. Yes, you have closed it to 0. So now what we do now is we go back to fee for service, edit. Okay, so now what you do now, you close this. So since the fee for service, there's no invoices, no transaction of this type. So when you want to input now, what you just go is go to customer, create invoice. Like I see, this is fee for service. So we input. Okay, we have to add it under item list. We have to put another services. So add fee for service. Okay, under what income, medical, we can put, let's see, we have the capitation here, fee for service income. So click on OK. So and I just make the amount 1 million. That's the P 1 million, and change the date to 1st January 2021. Okay. Being, can put it opening balance as at 1/01/2021. Due on receipt. So save. Yes. So now you can see now the fee for service under Safe Havens Orphanage now is 1 million as at the 1st of January 2021. I can see that under orphanage it also increases to 1 million. It also is added to 1 million. So if we go back to our chart of account and you look at our account receivable, you can see that it is now 1.1. So we'll close this. So that's all about fee for service. Now we want to create the next HMO capitation. So we'll go back to the Safe Havens Orphanage. You go to your new, add job. I will now put HMO capitation. So we'll now click on as at 1st of January, how much is Safe Haven owing, still owing Saving life, let's put 1 million. Make sure that it's under savings. Yeah, okay. Add this here again. Okay. Likewise, maybe fee for service has a different representative under safe havens orphanage. Likewise, HMO capitation also has a different representative. Might be different department that's running different, that's monitoring the services being rendered. So if you want to get through to the contact, you can get through each of them if you have their details here. So you just input their details. So you click OK. Okay, you can see now that 1 million has been added, and now you see that Saver is owing 2 million, but in 2 different services. So we go back again. The next is fee for service, aka NHIS capitation. We add. Okay, NHIS capitation. When you look, it's to safe havens. Change the date to. Okay, so let's say they're in 750,000. Okay, likewise the contact and others, if you have them, you include them. So it has increased to 750. And the last, fee for service, NHIS capitation. That's job. Yes, okay, it's there. Change the date. How much? Let's see, it's owing 500. Okay, okay. So the total amount that Safe Havens Orphanage Center is owing Saving Life Hospital is 3,250,000. But each now is broken down into, for the fee for service, we have 1 million. For the HMO's capitation, we have 1 million. For the NHS capitation, we have 750. And for the fee for service, we have 500. So this is a company now that has been created with their services being rendered. So now we go to, and if we want to go to the chart of account, there we can have a view. You can see that the account receivable is 350,000. That's 3,350,000. That's the amount that customers are owing Saving Life Hospital. So now we go to vendor. And who are the vendors? The vendors are the suppliers. The vendors are those that supply the Saving Life Hospital, the medical equipment, drugs, and other facility that the hospital use and can be converted to generate cash. So we have 2 already, Prompt Pharmacy Limited and Saving Havens Pharmaceutical. So we want to create a new one. We'll now click on new vendors. Click on new. I'm now put the name of the, now have so now we can look at that as January 1st, 2021. How much is Saving Life Hospital owing Rain for All Pharmaceutical? Yes, click 2.5. Okay. copy this, put this down. Okay, make sure it's complete. So likewise, the sales rep or any contact, you put their names here, the contact, phone number, fax, alternate phone number, contact, email, then print on check, then the ship address, where the any of the, maybe you want to send your purchases order, you can ship it to this address. So that's about it. So you can see now that Rainfall Pharmaceutical Limited is being owed 2.5. As you can see that it will fall into accounts payable. You can see accounts payable is 2.5. So we'll create another one. Let's create another one again. So you go to company, new company, click on OK. Let's create another one. Okay, so let's also input the balance that is owing. So let's make this one 4.5. So contact and others. So we have 4.5, and you see the account payable will increase to 7 million. Go to our chart of account. See, our account payable has increased to 7 million. That's the amount that Saving Life Hospital is owing. So that's all about the vendors. So now we'll go to employee, the employee center. You click on the employee. If you want to add new employee, maybe if you employed new employee, you just put the name here, first name, the last name, gender, the date of birth. You put the address. You put the additional information, that the staff employee number. You put it here. Any transaction, the pay check, liability check, liability adjustment, year to date. You add it here. So that's all about employee. Let's go back to the vendors. You can see there's a transaction here. That the purchases order. You ask when you raise the purchases order. You can see that we have raised purchases order for these two. Item we see when you receive the team. Then the bill, then the bill payment. So that's all about it for the vendor. Let's go to the customer. Let's see if we have anything like transaction too. Yes, we have transaction. Yeah, because the invoices. You can see that these are the invoices that I've raised. The statement charges, receipt payment, receive payment, any two payment, and these are the payments that have been made. Credit memo, then refunds if there's any refund. So that's all about creation of vendors, customer, and employees chapter. I hope you are able to understand how we went about creating a customer center, creating a vendor center, and creating that of employee center, and how we opened the account, opened the balance for them as at the 1st of January 2021. So in the next chapter, we'll still be looking at how to raise the invoices for the customers and how we are able to also make the payment by the customers. Likewise, how we also make payment to the vendors under the vendors and the customer chat. Thank you very much.